That nigga Ksoo and ATK Scotty just got sentenced to life in prison, boy. Crazy world, man. We finna see what's going on, though.
Oh man, Hakeem Robinson and Leroy Whitaker Jr., better known as Ksoo and ATK Scotty, have just both been sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Charles McCormick Jr., better known as Lil Buck. Now, Lil Buck was gunned down and killed back in 2020, right? And I got a whole video about this that I made. It's one of my first videos that I ever made on YouTube where I covered the entire situation. This whole beef was over the ATK versus KTA beef in Jacksonville, right? I'm not gonna go over that beef. It's been covered a million times on YouTube, but Ksoo's brother, Willie Anderson, was shot and killed, and this guy, Lil Buck, apparently released a diss track making fun of the shooting, which prompted Ksoo to want to hunt him down. It took the jury less than 4 hours of deliberating to come to the verdict, which was obviously guilty. And yeah, man, it looks like it's a wrap for Ksoo. Just a few months ago, we seen a clip going viral of them reading the guilty verdict to Ksoo, and we can see that he bows his head, kind of looks like he's ashamed, right? This clip right here. And yesterday, they actually handed down the verdict, which is, like I said, life in prison for both him and ATK Scotty. Let's take a look at it.
All right, we're on the record in the matters of the state of Florida versus Leroy Whitaker Jr. and Hakeem CF 3601A and B. The defendants are each present with counsel, as is counsel for the state. We're here for sentencing following the findings of the jury for both Mr. Whitaker and Mr. Robinson, finding them guilty of the offenses.
He still makes money off of the released music through Spotify and Apple Music. That's not correct. I spoke to Mr. Robinson. He says he doesn't actually receive any money or hasn't received any money through that.
I wanted to play that part right there because I find that crazy. You know, Ksoo released a lot of music dissing his Opps. Some of these songs have millions and millions of views, but apparently Ksoo ain't making no money from none of these songs. I don't know who's taking the bag. It might be Young and Ace. I think that Cinematic Music Group, Johnny Snipes, is who signed Ksoo. Maybe Johnny Snipes is the one making the money, but yeah, bro threw his...
I never know Ksoo was signed to a label.
Life away to kill somebody and make music about it, and he ain't even making no money from the music. Damn, that's crazy. Anyways.
Defendant Leroy Whitaker, any witnesses or evidence that the defense wishes to present on behalf of Mr. Whitaker?
No.
Any witnesses or evidence that the state wishes to present?
Judge, we have one victim impact statement that applies to both cases.
Okay.
That was never reached.
We'll go ahead and do that now then. All right, ma'am, if you don't mind, go ahead. Are you reading it for her?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
In 1996...
Well, let me stop you. Can you place her name on the record?
Yolanda Perkins.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Perkins.
In 1996, a bright light entered the world. Charles McCormick was born on July 24th. From the very many hardships growing up, as was straight scripture courageously needed.
Lil away from where Lil Buck was out here dropping diss songs, talk about killing his Opps too, okay? I'm not trying to take away from what Ksoo did. Murder is bad. But, man, we gotta stop acting like these dudes is angels when...
But one thing people gotta understand, bro, mamas gonna always treat their kids that's in the streets like they ain't never did nothing bad sometime, bro. When they lose their son to the streets or whatever, they quick to be like, my son wasn't in the streets, or my son was this delightful, brightest. Nah, bro. But that's what a mama gonna do though. They gonna defend their son at the end of the day. So it be like that.
Get blowed down in the field for being crazy. All right, I'm sure his mama is hurting and I feel bad for her. But from what I understand, Lil Buck was a demon out here. And now you up here reading a victim impact statement talking about he carried the scriptures of Christ with him. Like, come on, man. I would rather not hear a victim impact statement than hear some fraudulent shit like that right there. But I don't know, it's just an observation. Y'all may disagree with me, but it ain't like Lil Buck was out here knocking doors and talking about, can I talk to you about my Lord and Savior today? You know, like they played one of his diss songs in the courtroom. This is what it sounded like.
Nigga dark and you ain't even take it so. Shooting Glock in ARs too. 4-5 they got record. Hood hotter than a stove. Circle small like a Cheerio. Homeboy died on his birthday. 23 ain't here no more.
Like, you guys see what I'm saying, bro? Like, if you go...
he was dissing, so, I mean.
Get up there and give a victim impact statement. Get up there and give a real one. You got to be like, my son was involved in the streets. He got a little bit off track. At one point, he loved God, but he did get into the gangs. And before he got the chance to get out, he got blowed down. Don't get up there talking about this man was carrying Christ with him all the time. He's on the song talking about 23 is dead. He ain't never coming home. That's crazy.
Charles was the only son among 4 sisters, and he cherished each of them deeply. He was devoted to his mother and his grandparents, sharing many special moments of laughter, meals, and love. Family meant everything to him. His loss has left an immeasurable void in the hearts of those who knew him and loved him. His life was taken unjustly, and the ripple effect of the act that has forever changed his family, friends, and community. But it brings some kind of relief knowing that this individual will no longer have the power to take another life.
Trial as did I, and on July 31, this jury did find you guilty both of count 1, murder in the first degree, and count 2, burglary with an assault and battery. A unanimous vote by the jury. And so today I will adjudicate you guilty of each of those 2 counts. And on count 1, the murder in the first degree, this court has no choice but to sentence you as required under the law to a mandatory term of life in prison without parole. You will get credit for 1,000.
You know, bro, my nigga, imagine the judge tell you got life in prison without parole, without the possibility of parole. Nigga, what? And man,
995 days already served. As to count 2, the burglary with assault or battery, that is a first-degree felony punishable up to life. And this court does find that what Ms. Buckley experienced and sustained merits a sentence of life in prison as to count 2. That will run concurrently with count 1. And with credit for 1,995 days already served. I will impose the mandatory felony court cost of $518, a $150 total appointed attorney's fee. A restitution order will be entered against you jointly and severally with your co-defendants as to $7,500 to the Victims' Crimes Compensation Trust Fund, $1,200 payable to Ms. Buckley, and that will conclude the sentence. You do maintain the right to appeal both judgments and sentences that I have imposed today. And if you cannot afford an attorney for that appeal, one can be appointed to you. But a notice of appeal must be filed within 30 days. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Is it?
And Your Honor, we are prepared to file that today.
The notice of appeal?
Yes.
Okay. Do you need me to appoint counsel then?
I would ask at this time. His family may elect other arrangements in the future, but I would ask for that at this time.
Damn, gave that boy life without parole, told him he could appeal, and he's so broke they got to give him a public defender. See, this is why you don't go out there and get on drills. This is why you don't go kill people. Bro's life is literally over because of this entire situation. That's crazy, but let's look at Ksoo.
Then moving on to Mr. Higgins that the defense wishes to present on behalf of your client. And I always give every defendant the opportunity to speak if they wish. Mr. Robinson, is there anything you wish to say? Okay. Anything the state wishes to say?
Nothing additional, Judge.
Okay. All right, Mr. Robinson, if you'll come forward for sentencing. All right, Mr. Robinson, again, on July 31 of 2025, the jury found you guilty as charged in count 1 to murder in the first degree by unanimous verdict. And at this time, this court will then adjudicate you guilty of that offense and sentence you to the only lawful sentence that this court can impose, and that is mandatory life in prison without the eligibility for parole. You will have credit for 1,666 days of time already served. I'll impose mandatory felony court costs of $518. I'll enter a restitution order payable to the Victims' Crimes Compensation Trust Fund, which will be joint and several with your co-defendant, in the amount of $7,500. Do you understand your sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, of course, you do maintain the right to appeal both the judgment and the sentence entered in this case, and you, if are going to do so, must do so within 30 days. If you can't afford an attorney for that appeal, one can be appointed to you. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are the parties requesting at this time appointment of counsel, or is he going to retain counsel for the appeal?
Your Honor, at this time, he is going to be exercising his right to appeal, but at this time, we'd ask you to appoint counsel for appellate purposes. You will, of course, have advised him if he decides to retain counsel, he can do so at any time.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, that will conclude both proceedings, and the court is in recess. Thank you, everyone.
Damn, they said they got to give him a court-appointed attorney, too. Where is Young and Ace? Why Young and Ace ain't covering them lawyers?
Bro, Young and Ace can't help. Did y'all not hear what Young and Ace said? That man said he went broke paying for Ksoo lawyer, bro. You think he gonna keep paying for lawyer fees? Knowing he got kids, a wife, he still got people to take care of, bro. Think he finna keep going broke for that? No. He ain't finna keep going broke for that shit. The most he probably gonna do for Ksoo is put money on his books.
Your fees like he said he was going to. Both of them dudes is cooked. Now, as you heard him say, Ksoo actually has a separate murder trial coming up that he has to face.
I forgot Ksoo got another murder trial coming up. He's cooked. He's cooked. They got evidence on both of the cases. He's cooked. He's grits.
Because he was also charged with killing Lil Bibby. I'm sure he's going to get a crazy sentence for that as well. But it really doesn't matter because he's already been given life in prison without the possibility of parole. So he is never coming home. He is never touching another woman again. He is never dropping another diss song, and he is never going to be allowed to terrorize the public again. They gave them both some time served, but it doesn't matter. And yeah, man, that's what we got. If y'all have never heard the original story, go back, watch my ATK Scotty video. I think I've got the whole story of what all went down in that video. I could put it at the end here, but I'm not really wanting to waste y'all's time. And so with that, that's all I got for y'all. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about all this in the comments down below.
Man, shit got crazy.